Hey everybody, this is Christina Kay, award-winning tech lover with a passion for helping brands create interactive, user-generated content. And you're listening to the Trust Factor podcast, the pod that amplifies brand stories that matter. Let's power the shopper's journey with trust. Do you have the Trust Factor? Listen and find out. Hi everybody, thank you so much for listening in. This is Christina Kay, the host of Trust Factor podcast. Today, we have the special guests. We have two today, so it's pretty awesome. We have Scott Sussman and Bradley Poole. I'm going to have them take it away and intro themselves, so go right ahead.
Thanks, Christina, and thank you for inviting me. Again, it's Scott Sussman. I'm the executive director of Vortex in Southern Oregon. A little bit about our software product. AimStorefront is a fully hosted e-commerce platform that was developed for small to medium-sized businesses, and it's meant to help consolidate your online store management. Think of it as a POS plus online store. Okay, so AIM is the point-of-sale software that was developed by our partners, TriTech, and we have Vortex developed the e-commerce component, which I mentioned before, which is ASP.NET Storefront. That has been around for many years. We package the two together, and it's what we call AimStorefront. So now we have a secure, PCI certified, mobile-ready shopping cart that is deeply integrated with AIM software, and it's fully customizable. So what that means for your store is it manages your in-store and online inventory. It provides your customers with secure online access to their account. Customers can make payments. They can update their credit card. They can review their account history. And then meanwhile, behind the scenes, things that we take very important, things that we hold in high regard, security, accessibility, functionality. Those are all things that we're constantly maintaining and updated here at Vortex. So it's, we're excited, to be on this platform talking about it with you guys. And we look forward to seeing what the future brings.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Scott, good seeing you as always. So Bradley Poole, Chief Revenue Officer of Resale Ratings. Been with the business over 10 years now. Worked very closely with AimStorefront over the years, and excited to really kick off this partnership and do this podcast today. So excited to get started.
Awesome. So let's get started. So Scott, you told us a little bit about what you do with AimStorefront and what your role entails. What would you say your role is the biggest factor at AimStorefront?
As the executive director of sales, I was brought on board this year, actually, because of my years of marketing experience. What they really need to do was to expand their brand into different verticals. And also, we want to make sure that we're getting our message out to our current audience with email campaigns, newsletters, and other marketing ideas. So right now, it's just, my job is to build up the sales team, to make sure our marketing is on point, making sure we're teaming up with good partners like you guys, and sales. That's what it's all about.
Awesome. So now, Brad, you are the CRO at Resale Ratings, and tell us about Resale Ratings and what you do here.
Yeah, thanks, Christina. So really, what we do at Resale Ratings is really connect businesses with shoppers, and we really help them harness that customer voice and amplify it at any channel possible where people can find them. The modern day shopper now is channel agnostic. So they can go directly to your site, they can go to search, they go to social. So our goal here is to really work with businesses to not only help give them the best first impression, no matter where someone would find them, but also being able to really just harness that feedback and then build that one-to-one connection. No one's perfect, so giving them the tools to really interact with those customers and to always keep kind of improving that customer experience and really taking maybe any negative experience and building a loyal partnership out of that going forward with those customers, or just taking real feedback, letting them know they're heard and improving upon that experience for others. So my role specifically really covers, sales, marketing, client success, from our new business team to account management. But also, I've done partnerships over the years, and platforms are a big piece of the customer experience. And I've known AimStorefront for years now, and so this is a natural progression to this meeting today. So it's exciting.
Awesome. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. And Scott, when you're selecting various tech partners, what do you look for?
like I said, I've been with Vortex now for just this year, and I'm starting to see other tech partners reach out to us. Similar to what you guys, Brad. I think you reached out to Joe last year. This is something that you had been thinking about for a while now. But we do get approached by different partners. I guess based on the reputation of ASP.NET Storefront alone, which has been around forever, and it's the best developed and most secure platform. Of course, I'm a little biased, but we do get so we look at other companies that also provide a premium product who are perceived as experts in the field. Obviously, we want to promote the best out there to our clients who at the same time, we want to be promoted or vouched for, if you will, by those who are the best. That makes sense, right? I mean, look at you guys, with your capabilities and features. I really do believe that Resale Ratings provides the best reputation management tool that I've seen. And in my years of marketing and local advertising, I've seen a lot. So we know that we have many clients that can benefit from the harnessing power of great product reviews. What business couldn't, and as a leader, Resale Ratings is who we're going to recommend. Another example of the type of partners, we have a great partner that provides top of the line tax compliance software. We're happy to cross promote one another, and we provide each other with opportunities. We have a trusted brand. You guys do too. And I believe trust goes a long way when recommending products and services to other businesses, for sure.
Awesome, Scott. That is so true. And here at Resale Ratings, we're all about that trust, especially that shopper's journey and every experience throughout their journey within our software and then other of our partners as well. So you talked a little bit about the types of brands and tech partners you work with. So what retailers do you work with? Is it in the apparel space? Is it in education? Where's your sweet spot?
I would say two of our most dominant verticals are online music stores for music rentals and hobby type stores, which include sports rec, sportsman's type, that hunting and fishing, all of which are companies that are doing a ton of business online nowadays. Also business that rely on booking or scheduling appointments, such as a tee time at a golf course or range times at a club range, or for educational online training. And recently we've been hearing from our partners that they've been seeing some considerable growth in the sewing and vacuum industry as well. So we'll see. As far as brands go, we have a few big box retailers using our software. Home Depot for one, Coleman is another. Some big music companies like Sweetwater, who are the leading music technology and instrument retailer. So we've been around for a while, and we do have a really good reputation out there for being the best.
Awesome. That's super exciting. And a lot of those brands are very familiar to me because I grew up in the music world. So, obviously Home Depot is familiar to me as well, but the music brands definitely hit home for me. At Resale Ratings core, UGC, as you probably know, is user-generated content and a trusted shopper experience. How do you see AimStorefront and Resale Ratings partnership helping the holistic shopper experience?
Well, like I mentioned at the beginning, we have a deep focus on things that merchants need, with a comprehensive solution. But there are things that we know other companies like Resale Ratings just has more expertise in. We know what our partners and what our clients want, but we know what we do best. We rely on you guys to provide what you guys are experts in. So, with your precision, you guys develop some solutions and tools that we feel should be part of our arsenal when consulting with clients. So just like we're experts with developing and maintaining our product, we consider Resale Ratings and what you bring to the table necessary to provide the best solutions for our customers. And I think supporting one another will help mesh that holistic shopper experience like you were talking about.
Awesome. And I'm going to throw this over to Brad. So talking about the holistic shopper experience, where do you see AimStorefront, Resale Ratings kind of partnership really meshing together and really becoming that true place that a brand can go to for a holistic experience?
Yeah, no, great question. And, it takes me back to thinking about back in, I believe it was June, I was at the Retail Innovation Conference in Chicago. It was a phenomenal conference, learned a lot there, but the every session I was in, I was taking notes, and the two recurring trends that I kept writing down over and over again, I kept hearing in all the different presentations. One was customer journey and the importance of a great customer experience, and then also shopper trust. And when I, was preparing for this podcast, that's really what we're doing here, right? We're kind of bringing those two worlds together, because really when you look at that customer journey, and you look at AimStorefront, what their platform has done over the years is go beyond a lot of these other platforms out there that are a lot of just out of the box kind of set and go, where they go much deeper in that customer experience. Like, Scott was mentioning in music, there's a lot of, sites that are affiliated with local music stores that work with schools, and they need to know what type of level a student should be at with an instrument. Can you rent to buy? There's all these different things that make it a pretty complex, customer journey. And once again, AimStorefront has really kind of been able to kind of just create just a seamless process for those customers. And then you kind of tie in our 10 plus years of really that shopper trust and leveraging, real customer feedback and sentiment, whether it's about the business or the product. And then now to bring those two worlds together. So not only can we help, get that great content into the search engines to drive traffic, but really it's going to help complement that journey once they get to that site. Because as every shopper has different buying criteria, right? Some may want to read reviews, some may want to watch videos, some may have a question they want to get answered. Well, with how deep they go, we'll be right there to pair those shoppers with social proof from their peers or from the community that have other people that have bought that have real feedback that can really help them make the best decision possible. So that's really kind of how I see it coming together is, them having a real great platform to guide customers through it, and then us matching it with the social proof from their customers, helping them make the best decision possible.
Awesome. And you kind of stole my thunder on one part. Because I was going to ask you about retail touch points. You're always in my head. We always talk about this. So we were talking about the omnichannel experiences and just shopper trust in general from that conference. Where do you see trends coming about with online retailers shopping online and just the shopper habits? Like, where do you see that changing? Where do you see people should focus on? You talked about social proof, things like that. Do you think video is going to be bigger now, especially with GSC having the video index? Where do you see shoppers or just any tech company playing in that space?
No, great question. Sorry to steal the thunder there, but Retail Innovation Conference was phenomenal. Maybe I was excited because my first one in 3 years with the pandemic, not being able to go to those shows, but I've been in this industry for 15 years now, and really the content was phenomenal. And really some of the big takeaways that I had there, one was really around this increase in shopper promiscuity. And they did a great presentation on it around, with the new generations, right? Gen Z, really, they did a comparison of when the Google did a report about, I believe it was about 10 years ago, there's about 8 different sites a consumer would go to before making a purchase. And then they did a recent study where it jumped to about 18 different, sites they do to make a purchase. So they want to be educated. What's even more important is they're really pushing this shopper promiscuity where, baby boomers had a brand in mind when they started their journey, but then they ended the journey, about 58% of them end up buying from that brand. But when you go down to Gen Z, the ones that started with a brand in mind, the ones that ended buying from that brand was about 37%. So about a 20% drop in those two different generations. And that just shows that they're really open to buying from any brand. They're not just one focus on one brand and I got to only buy from them. And the good news I kind of pulled out of that is it levels the playing field for everybody, right? Small, medium-sized business, the top 20 retailers have dominated the space. Well, without having that brand affinity, they're open to shopping from anyone. And I think that's what is now the perfect timing for this partnership, is because we're now giving, all AimStorefront's clients the ability to kind of get their name out there and essentially just amplify that voice. So I'd say that was one big piece. And the second piece I saw was really around video and imagery directly from the consumers. Text reviews are great and they're almost like table stakes. But when you want to get that next level of authenticity, it's going to be those unboxing videos, the how-to videos, images of just capturing someone's moment of receiving, a bouquet of flowers or getting something they wanted in the mail. And, or, we've seen people that, there's a lot of home remodeling taking off, right? You want to take a picture of the before and after, and being able to share that, I think, is huge. So not only write, but then, to actually have that authentic content with image and video is definitely that second piece there, which is exactly what we're doing with the AimStorefront clients.
Scott, I know this question is not something I prepared you for, but I'm going to throw it your way a little bit. Talking about trends and talking about trends online, where do you see shoppers' habits changing, especially with the holidays coming up? Christmas in July is in a few weeks. Do you think things are going to be changing or staying the same? And what should brands be really thinking about, especially in the online space?
That's actually a really good question, and kind of touched what Brad said. Nowadays with imagery and video, and that being at the forefront, especially on social media, I think that's really where, if you want to capture today's generation of shoppers, that's where you really need to be.
Yeah.
You need to be on social media. We have such a short attention span nowadays. I don't want to read a symposium on what your product looks like. Give me a 60-second video, a 30, give me a 15, give me something like that. So I think businesses really need to hone in on their target market. They really need to do their homework on exactly who it is that they're trying to reach with their messaging. Nowadays, it can be so drilled down, with digital marketing and email marketing and programmatic. It's no longer just a shotgun blast hoping that your message falls on the right ears. You can really, really drill down and target, and it just makes it much more effective. We're getting ready to start. We're halfway through summer. I'm already seeing back to school shopping.
Yep, me too. Target,
it's just out there. I'm getting targeted. I've got kids in school. I'm getting it. I've got kids that are in sports, so I'm being targeted all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. 10 years ago, I used to hate ads. Get ad blockers and shut off everything. But nowadays, the ads that come to me are the ads that I see. I want to play golf. I want to go fishing. I want to spend time outdoors. I want to do things like that. Those are the ads that I'm seeing. So I think businesses just really need to they need to embrace technology. They need to understand that things like reviews are very important, because you're right. I trust my friends, when we're talking about, what am I going to buy? Who's the best plumber here? Where should I go for the best price on this? How many people go onto Facebook and they say, hey, who's the best plumber here in Medford or something like that? Some suggestions, and all of a sudden, boom, the recommendations come out. So Google kind of looks at that as reviews are kind of like votes from the community. If you guys suck, well, the community's going to let you know that you guys suck. But if you've got almost 5 stars, and you've got 100 reviews, and 90 of them are 5 stars, whatever, well, then Google's job is to serve up the best, most relevant information, and that's what they're going to serve. So,
and especially with videos and images, if those are included, because Google does look at those,
mm-hmm.
They do index those, and those are going to be served above just text-based things. And especially, and I'm
mm-hmm.
thinking too, if with your target, or your current set of brands that you work with, especially in the music space. I grew up, my parents are musicians, and the UGC from that with kids learning how to play a saxophone of something they rented, or having a new shoot of music, and just a jam session with a bunch of kids in the neighborhood. There's so many things that could be put on a company's site, which used by you guys, and maybe powered also by us
mm-hmm.
with their reviews and ratings and UGC. It's such a powerful thing to bring that together to really tell that full story.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to that trust factor. You really trust what others say, not the brands a lot of the time. So you can say, we're the best, we're awesome. And because everybody says that, you're going to
mm-hmm.
be served ads that say that. But people who are just ordinary, organic people are bringing that through. That's super important, especially with kids, mm-hmm. with sports, with everything like that, because parents are extra cautious with things like that.
I used to have, I've been in marketing for almost 18 years, and I would talk to businesses, and they'd be like, well, I have a website. People want to find me, I got a website. And I was like, yeah, but your website is a one-sided story. You're obviously going to put your best foot forward, all the shiny bells and whistles, and yeah, you have beautiful website. This is your online storefront. We get it. You're going to make it look great. But to me, I'd rather go into your Facebook page and I'd rather see what does everyone else say about you? How are you engaging with your customer? I've got plenty of people to choose from for most part, right? So what's the community saying? What's your customer service like? What's your, just things like that. So I'd kind of rather go in there and say, and read, how is it, Facebook reviews, things like that. I think that's probably more trusted nowadays, especially just the world we live in nowadays. I think we tend to probably utilize one another and our friends, for recommendations and ideas. Trust, right? It's all about trust. I mean, the show's trust factor. So I think that's really what we're talking about here is just partnering up and getting our trusted message out there to the masses. And hopefully, we deal with the same type of people, online e-commerce type of businesses. So when you, Brad, are talking to somebody who needs a good, e-commerce engine that's all inclusive and does everything, well, AimStorefront is who you're going to recommend. And anybody who needs, a good reputation management tool that's state of the art is, and Resale Ratings, that's who we're going to recommend. So once we've formed that kind of a community and people like, hey, you know what? I work with a great team of people that help me with my online e-commerce store, whether it comes to tax compliance or my Google reviews or, just need a shopping cart that's customizable. Well, we're all comprehensive here.
That is so true. And Brad, I'm going to ask you one question that is not something I prepared you for, but I know you got this. So when it comes to shopping online, like for you personally, like nothing about AimStorefront, nothing about Resale Ratings, what's one thing that you look at on a website that you're going to be like, nope, I'm not going to shop with them, or yep, I'm going to shop with them?
Yeah, great question. And honestly, I really look at recency. That's big for me, right? Because especially the world right now, there's so much changing from, supply chains to, manufacturing, to see kind of what is the most recent content, right? And I think it goes really with, if you think about it, really there's no two customer journeys that are alike, right? And even with your own self, when I bought a table online, the thing I was looking for was I want to see actual images from people's kitchen tables that they bought it, right? So, the 3 websites I looked at, 2 of them just had manufacturer images. Well, I don't have production lighting in my kitchen, right? But there was one site that actually had real customer images. They're from about a month ago. They wrote some reviews about the project and the remodel that they did. I was like, that actually kind of looks like our kitchen. Yeah, you know what? And I actually ended up spending a little bit more money because the product, that even though it was a little more money, I had that confidence knowing that this is going to bring it all together, right? This is a bigger project. I know that someone recently experienced this. This is a real life image that I'm seeing on there. And so that's really it for me. It's really that, that recent content that, I can actually connect with, right? Just based on the criteria, that I'm looking for. And, I'd say probably the second best thing is my parents, they thought it'd be cool to get a Nintendo Wii for the grandkids, but, they didn't have the right adapter for their TV. And so I went online, I went to different sites, and I went right to the ones that had Q&A, product Q&A, right? I wanted to see, all right, who else has experienced some of these questions that I had? And sure enough, other people did, and I could see answers from the retailer, and I could also see answers from the business. And once again, that prevented me from going back out in the search and getting retargeted again and probably landing on their site. This site, not only did they have product reviews, but they had product Q&A where I saw real answers from not only other shoppers, but from the business as well. So I was like, all right, I'm confident knowing that these people have just did this and that it worked on their thing. I even saw they had the same TV. So, really it's going to be, that recent content, but then also the different type of content based on the buying criteria that shopper has that day. So it's better to cover all your bases than, just focus on one piece of the pie.
That's so true. And I completely agree with that, especially when it comes to a product that you're trying to help someone else with and using Q&A and kind of like what we talked about with Facebook and like crowdsourcing in the sense of your favorite plumber or recommendations. Like you have a community that is part of the brands that you're shopping with that can also help you and help their shopper journey, which essentially will help your company as well. So we're going to get back to the questions that I prepared from before. I'm not going to be mean anymore and just surprise. So we're going to get to know them a little bit, less about what we do and our products. So we're going to have a fun question. It's baseball season, y'all. Here in Cleveland and here in this office, we can see into the stadium. We see the fireworks. Everything's so great about that. But so Brad and Scott, you can fight over who goes first. But what is your go-to ballpark food when watching your favorite team? And who is your favorite team?
Well, first I got to ask, are y'all Cubs fans?
No. We're in Cleveland.
No.
We're Guardians. Yeah.
Oh, you're in Cleveland. For some reason, I was thinking Chicago.
We're
Oh,
Guardians.
Gotcha. Okay. What's your team, Brad? Are you a baseball fan?
Yep, I am. So we're going to go with the every Cleveland sports team. So Cleveland Guardians is it for me. So
Gotcha.
Our office overlooks that even the day games, they shoot off fireworks and scare the heck out of everybody in the office because you don't catch it, you catch you off guard there. So we're spoiled. I think, my go-to one, we have the best mustard at any ballpark stadium. So the mustard there is the best. So you can't go wrong there with the go-to hot dog. But we are spoiled in the fact
are you a spicy mustard or a yellow mustard?
I am.
Okay,
the spicy mustard it just takes it up a notch, right?
Right.
And we're spoiled because they actually Progressive Field did a great job in actually opening up the left field or right field to all local restaurants. So you have some of the best local restaurants here serving up. And I mean, you get one of the best tacos here. They have a stacked nacho high with everything you could possibly think of. So, obviously we have the best mustard, so go-to is the hot dog. But, we're very lucky because there's a lot of great food here in Cleveland. That's right there at the ballpark.
Gotcha. So growing up on the East Coast, I'm from Virginia Beach. But I was born in New York City. My father, followed baseball. I became a Yankees fan just because of the influence. My father was also a Dodgers fan too. But then when they left Brooklyn, those traders went to LA. He was like, forget the Dodgers. So then I think and he hated the Mets. So therefore, that's how I became a Yankees fan. But growing up in Virginia Beach, used to love watching AAA ball down there. The was the Tidewater Tides, then became the Norfolk Tides, and they were the home team to the Mets back in the day. So I got to see, like Darryl Strawberry, Mookie Wilson come up through there and play. My all-time favorite baseball food has always probably been a good all-beef hot dog. That was my favorite. However, in most recent years, because I found out that I can't have gluten, so I've actually have celiac, so I can't have gluten. So no bread, at least no good bread, no good bread. So I would say lately, what I'm addicted to, because I do watch some baseball here, is a big bag of in the shell salted peanuts. That's me. That and a beer, and I can make the biggest mess on the floor, than anybody. So it's that's my go-to. Still like a good hot dog. It's just that to me, a good hot dog has to have a good bun,
like a toast,
And until the gluten-free people make that premium bun, then it's got. I guess I'm going to go with peanuts.
And I apologize to people who are listening. If you're hungry after this, we apologize for that because I just ate and now I'm hungry again. So I'm sorry.
Well, I used to like the pretzel too. It's like, do I want a pretzel? Do I want a hot dog? But the pretzel, until they come out with a gluten-free pretzel,
and cheese is good. And kind of like what Brad was talking about, we have like a lot of local restaurants at the ballpark. And there's this one as a team, I think all of us got it. And it was like loaded mac and cheese with like pulled pork and like barbecue. It was just so good. Again, I'm really sorry if y'all are hungry and you're listening to this, but if you're in Cleveland, you're welcome. So you can go to the game and get it there. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Brad, for joining the podcast today with the Trust Factor. And if you guys want to learn more about AimStorefront, you'll be able to get the link in the description and on the blog. So go check it out. And if you want to connect with Brad or Scott on LinkedIn, you can go ahead and do that. And their links will be below as well. So have a great day. And I hope you guys aren't hungry now. If you are, I apologize. Bye.